What's up, guys, and welcome to How to Success. Today, we're going to be looking at 5 characteristics of successful entrepreneurs. And we know that the world is changing right now, and more businesses are moving online with YouTube and e commerce. But we also understand that a lot of the successful traits of traditional entrepreneurship are still as relevant today as they ever were in the past. So, looking at the definition of an entrepreneur, and it's someone that invests their capital into setting up a business or businesses and taking on financial and other risks in the hope of generating profits in the future. Number one is that entrepreneurs are visionaries. They can see something that doesn't exist now and they bring it into fruition. If we look at famous examples throughout the past, we can see Henry Ford, who started Ford Motors and who developed the motor car as we know it today, to Elon Musk, who started up PayPal, which allowed people to pay for goods and services online, to moving on to Tesla, which are probably the best electronic cars on the market today, to his latest goal of taking people to Mars, or Jeff Bezos, who had the vision that of changing online e-commerce with fast shipping times and great prices, and he wanted to stock every product under the sun, starting with books, and we look at how successful that has been and how much he has changed the world. To be a successful entrepreneur, we don't have to change the world. We just have to spot a gap in the market where people are willing to spend money, and if we set up that business, we can generate enough money for us to live on and we can generate profits. Number two, entrepreneurs are risk takers. So entrepreneurs understand that the biggest risk in life is taking no risks towards your dreams. Entrepreneurs are unwilling to work for somebody else and waste their life away in a meaningless job. So they take on a lot of risks, including investing all their money into starting a business which might not be successful. They invest their time, which they can never get back. So that's another risk that they take. And they risk their relationships with girlfriends, friends, and family that they may not be able to prioritize as much anymore or to spend as much time with. There's also the opportunity costs of starting a business because you could have been doing something else. So the $100 that you put into a new laptop, it could have been used to go out drinking with your friends or enjoying yourself. And the explicit cost is the career as a solicitor or as a web designer or working for somebody else that you've given up to start this business with no guarantee of success. Number three, entrepreneurs are self-motivated, hardworking, and consistent. A lot of employees that I know that work in meaningless jobs, they hit snooze on their phones 10 times before they wake up. Entrepreneurs are the opposite. Their passion towards achieving their goals is enough to get them up out of bed every morning. They often beat the sun up and don't need an alarm clock to do it. They spend their mornings focusing on the most important tasks, their fitness, or meditating towards achieving their goals. They will then spend the rest of their day working extremely hard towards achieving those goals. Entrepreneurs are extremely consistent, working 365 days a year, and according to Patrick Bet-David, you can judge someone's success on what they do on their 10 worst days of the year and not on their 10 best days, because the best entrepreneurs are working all year round. Number four, entrepreneurs know how to sell, or they learn how to do it very fast, because the only way a business is going to fail is by not selling enough at a high enough profit margin. And I know that a lot of people, when they get into business, they think they're going to be working on the operation side of things all the time, but they quickly realize that they're going to have to go out and get those customers. So they start investing in things like networking, picking up the phone and cold calling, or generating leads online. Once they generate those sales and the money starts coming in, they can then start to focus on working on the operations and making their customers happy. The fifth and final point that distinguishes successful entrepreneurs is that they know how to delegate, build teams and systems, and scale their companies. So at the start of any business, the entrepreneur is going to be doing all the work themselves, from generating sales to doing operations to working on customer support. But as the business grows, they need to take on help so that they can continue to grow the business. And a lot of stubborn entrepreneurs are unwilling to take on anybody else because they feel that they're the only person that can do the job as well as they can. But this is going to limit the amount of money that they can earn in the long run. The successful entrepreneurs know that they have to build teams, and they'll do this by outsourcing the sales, the customer support, and eventually the operations until they've built a solid team. And then they're left with another question, is how can they make their new employees do the job as well as they would? And the answer is that they install systems that check the quality of the employee's work and ensure that the work is done to a high standard every time and that the customer is satisfied. Once they've put a good team and systems in place, they can really scale the company, and that can generate a lot of profits without a lot of input from the original entrepreneur. And they can either sell the company for a lot of money, or they can focus on the strategic vision and direction of the company to achieve their next goals in life. So those are the